Luke Thomas, Brian Campbell here. We're the hosts of Morning Kombat. You can check us out at youtube.com/Morning Kombat. But today we are here for the Canelo Alvarez workout. And as you can see, here he is with the Fanoodles, basically, with trainer Eddie Reynoso working in the ring. BC?
Luke,
it's amazing. One real quick thing, if I may, BC. It's kind of amazing that not that he's exactly working super hard, but he hasn't even broken a sweat wearing 2 shirts, jumping rope, and now practicing with trainer Eddie Reynoso. Kind of remarkable, actually.
Yeah, this is light work for the cameras. Get your pictures. Looking good, looking good. One thing, though, Luke, you always wonder if you can pull a little tidbit out of what we're seeing Canelo go to the southpaw stance in his warm-ups a little bit, something you don't typically see from him in the ring, always in that orthodox stance. He was going from southpaw, practicing his body work, switching up his footwork. Will we see that against Caleb Plant? It's hard to know. But one thing I did want to take away, I thought, was prescient from that interview with the strength and conditioning coach, is he really identified to Ray how efficient Canelo is. And, Luke, that is just such a true sign of how elite he is. When he can be the bigger puncher in these fights or the counter puncher like he was more of in his junior middleweight reign, yet his CompuBox stats and the percentages still being so high. Canelo doesn't waste punches, so he's a hard fighter to counter against because he doesn't put himself in bad positions. And I think even more, Luke, on the standpoint of not wasting punches, remember what he did against unbeaten Callum Smith to unify super middleweight titles. Smith was working behind that high guard, willing to sit on the rope slot to try to buy time. Canelo didn't have, let's say, a pure target, so he just started pounding away at the arms, ended up dislocating the left bicep of Smith during that fight, which essentially took away his hook and jab. Really just next-level thinking for Canelo, but really making great use of what he has. When is the last time you see Canelo out of position, off balance? It just doesn't happen.
No, it's a great point. And one thing I sort of wanted to bring up, and you can understand it in strength and conditioning terms as well as technical terms, which is, for example, we can't really tell here because he has a shirt on, but by the time fight time comes, you'll see, like, compared to his fights at 154, his muscle mass is going to be significantly greater, and there's going to be some key reasons for that. Obviously, he's up in weight. That's going to be the biggest one, but he's older. He doesn't get out of shape. I mean, look at the statement in the middle of the ring, no boxing, no life. I'm not saying he's always in camp, but he always lives a life that makes it so that he can gear up for camp quite easily. And you do that for year after year after year, and you begin to build on an existing base of athletic, essentially muscle tissue and muscular mind connection, and all of the motor patterns that he's learned. He can build on that. So by the time he gets to this stage in his career, everything, to your point, BC, very efficient. You're speaking more about boxing skills, but all of it is related. And also with boxing skills, BC, we talked about how he can do sort of all of it. He's got strengths, he's got weaknesses. He's not the perfect fighter. No fighter is. But again, if you start young and you really begin to live this life in a sort of monastic way, which at times I think Canelo Alvarez has, at each stage of your life as you get older, think of it in 5-year increments, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, and so forth, you begin to build on that skill to the point where you have this deep reservoir of things you can go to depending on the opponent. Everything is in your toolbox. Let's bring in Ray here. Ray Flores, who of course is in San Diego and is ringside. What's going on, Ray? What do you see?
Well, what I see is that Canelo is just all about business. I mean, he's going and getting the proper work necessary. But the point that I want to bring up to you guys is when we were talking, before I talked with Eddie Reynoso about, of where Canelo's legacy is when it comes to Mexican fighters. To me, what I am seeing out of Canelo that we typically don't see out of Mexican prize fighters is his ability to use feints and head movements and be so intelligent when it comes to his pure boxing skill. The fact that Canelo has transitioned to being a very good technical boxer puncher is something that is just, it's been mesmerizing to watch. His accuracy, the fact that his strength and conditioning coach told me that he doesn't waste much motion, and I've been seeing Canelo get better when it comes to making sure that everything he throws has a purpose, and he doesn't waste much motion, which is why, in my estimation, guys, he has gotten better in the latter rounds. I think that Canelo, over the past year to year and a half, has gotten stronger from round 6 on because because of the fact that he doesn't waste much motion and his conditioning continues to get better and better. This guy is in the prime of his career, and I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, well, who's the consensus #1 pound-for-pound fighter? It is without a doubt, hands down, Canelo Alvarez.
Hi, Canelo. It's Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell here from Showtime. First question for you. When you size up Caleb Plant as an opponent, what does he do differently, if anything, than other opponents you've had?
No, nothing different. Nothing different. It's nothing new for me. I fought with all the styles. So he brings he's a champion, of course. He's undefeated. He have the other belt, so that's why.
When you examine your relationship with Eddie Reynoso, why does it work so well? What is the secret to your partnership?
Discipline. Discipline. That's the secret.
Go ahead, BC.
Canelo, a lot of people obviously still buzzing from you and Caleb Plant pushing, trading punches at the press conference back on September 22nd. Is that a good or bad thing for the promotion of this fight, in your opinion?
I don't know. I really don't know. I never involved in this kind of thing, so it helps, good. If no, it's good for me. I just want to be in the spirit.
You know, as it pertains to the fight, it looked like he got under your skin a little bit. Could any of that play into what we'll see on November 6th? Has that made you more willing to want to deliver the knockout punch?
No, of course. Like I say, I'm gonna win by knockout, and my mind is so strong. I'm gonna use it in my favor.
Canelo, you admit that Caleb is a champion, but he's not seen the bright lights in the way that you have. Do you think that might play a role when you guys eventually meet on November 6th, the overwhelming state of a big fight?
Yeah, I've been in there a lot of times. So for him, it's gonna be a little hard. The first time in a big event is gonna be a little bit weird for him.
Canelo, do you feel like that you, with your totally complete skill set or pretty near complete skill set, with you moving up in weight, are you redefining what it means to be the Mexican boxer?
No, creo que yo tengo mi estilo, tengo la escuela de Eddie Reynoso. Desde niño me ha entrenado, tengo la escuela, puedo hacer muchísimas cosas, puedo moverme, puedo mover la cintura, puedo atacar sin que me golpeen, puedo defenderme, puedo atacar, puedo hacer muchísimas cosas y creo que eso es un boxeo completo, ¿no? Porque en algunas peleas tú necesitas hacerlo y tienes las armas para hacerlo, en otras necesitas ir hacia adelante, tienes las armas para hacerlo, en otras tienes que moverte un poco más, tienes las armas para hacerlo. Creo que tengo un boxeo completo y eso tengo la escuela de Eddie Reynoso.
I'm a complete fighter. I come from the school of Eddie Reynoso. I can go ahead and do various things. Listen, at the end of the day, you know, I can be aggressive, I can attack, I can counter, I can move. I have, you know, quality movement. But at the end of the day, I know I have to be a complete fighter, and I come from the school of Eddie Reynoso, which is why you see it in my game time and time again.
Canelo, what does Caleb Plant do well in your eyes?
No, he's a good boxer. He have a good jab. He moves really well. But like I said before, it's nothing new for me. So I'm gonna do my things. I'm gonna put my experience, my boxing skills, and win the fight.
Canelo, if you win, you're the first undisputed champion at super middleweight. You're constantly making history, trying to do more. What goals remain for you at age 31 for the rest of your career?
No, he hecho muchas cosas en el boxeo, gracias a Dios. Esta creo que va a ser una de las más importantes en mi carrera, por eso estoy muy motivado y va a ser muy importante para mi país, para México. Creo que va a ser muy importante el ser campeón indiscutido.
This is very important for my country of Mexico. This is important for me to be undisputed. This is one of the most important fights of my life, to go out there and capture the undisputed championship. So I'm taking it very seriously, and it means a lot to me.
Would a win over Caleb Plant make you the best Mexican boxer of all time?
No, I don't want to say that. I just want to make my own history, and that's it. We have a lot of good fighters before and present, so I just want to be one of the best.
Well, Canelo, we really appreciate your time. We look forward to November 6th. Thank you for letting us into your workout, and we appreciate your time.
No, thank you, you guys. See you soon.
All right, there he is, Canelo Alvarez with